Hey, what is going on, CU students? Thank you so much for joining us again for a Wednesday night online service. We have had so much fun being able to connect with you guys online. And so if you're in the chat, man, make sure you're blowing that up right now because I have a special guest with me. It's my wife, Dara Weller. She's here. She's going to join me and a few other people tonight. We've got something special. We're going to do a senior talk it over tonight. And so we've got some seniors here. So I just want to kind of talk about them a little bit at the beginning, and then we'll dive into some of these questions for you guys. And so right over here to my left, I've got Miss Jocelyn Salazar. Jocelyn goes to London High School. She'll be graduating this month. I got Ariana Martinez, who's here. She'll be graduating. I got my wife right here. She graduated in class of 2013. Okay, same here. And then I got Dom Akasi's over at King High School, and then Matthew Hernandez is over at Miller High School and attends our Westside campus. So we're just excited to be able to be here with you tonight. And guys, thank you so much for joining us with this senior Talk It Over. And so we had some questions that we're going to be able to go through. I'm really excited about this, babe. I'm super pumped up. And so, Jocelyn, we're going to start with you. The number one thing, during this COVID-19 pandemic, what has been the number one thing you've done? This is a really hard one. This is a really hard one because you could have done so much, like walk from, your bedroom to the kitchen, like I did a lot because I ate a lot. But what's the number one thing that you've done?
The number one thing I've done is I've watched so much Netflix, and I have made more cookies than I can count.
So you've baked a lot.
Oh, yes, a lot.
That's awesome. All right, Ariana, what about you?
I've been binge watching a lot of Netflix shows. That's like it.
Anything specific?
Outer Banks.
Outer Banks. Okay, if you like Outer Banks, blow that up in the chat. And you know what? It'd be great. Did you already finish the whole season?
Yes, it's
Okay.
very good.
How long did it take you to finish it?
Like 2 days. Honestly, you could probably finish it in one night. There's only 10 episodes. So
One night? How long are the episodes? Like
they're
20 minutes?
Okay, they're kind of long, but like you could finish it. Like if you had the dedication, you could just finish it.
Okay. If you had the dedication.
I finished it in 2 nights, so it took like
How late did you stay up during those times?
kind of late. It was so good, I had to keep watching.
Okay, your parents are watching, so you don't want to tell them how late you were up. Dom, what about you, bro? What's been like the number one thing that you've done during this COVID-19?
Bro, I just been eating and fishing a lot, bro.
Have you caught anything?
I caught a flounder.
A flounder. What is that? I don't know.
It's like, okay, so like, it's, the bottom of it is real white, like probably like as white as a shirt.
Okay.
And then the top is real green and like, they're ugly.
Was it
nasty.
big?
It was like 21 inches.
Really?
keeper.
Okay. Very cool. Very cool.
Sure.
Matt, what about you?
I've just been just playing 2K and fishing.
Okay. Who's like your go-to team on 2K?
Oh, my career player is the Lakers. So
The Lakers. All right. Rest in peace, Kobe Bryant. We love the Mamba. But no, hey, by the way, real quick, because this MJ The Last Dance is happening every Sunday night over on ESPN. MJ or LeBron? I'm just curious. LeBron. Thank you. LeBron James, Pastor Matt over at our Westside campus. You heard it first. LeBron James over MJ. But no, Dara, I wanted to ask you, what has been, and you can speak for both of us, what's been like the number one thing that we've done other than me, because I think my go-to is always to go eat. I found these frozen sausage biscuits for my morning breakfast. They're terrible for you, but they're very, very good. And so that's been my number one thing. But what about you and what about us? I'm just curious.
Yeah, I would have to say same. Go walking to the fridge, eating, not as much sleeping because we've been watching way too much TV. That's what I'd have to say.
Yeah. Well, we've been going on walks as
Yeah, we've
well.
been going on walks.
So you have to throw a little fitness in there.
Yeah,
Throw a little
little
fitness
bit,
in there.
just a tad bit of fitness.
We've been going
Not
on
much.
walks. Josie has definitely kept us up. I'll say that. But okay, so we talked about the number one thing that we've done during this. Talked about that. But what's the next question that we want to throw at these amazing, amazing seniors?
Yeah, so next question goes to, let's see, Ariana, how about that? As you launch into your next season of life, what are you most looking forward to?
I'm looking forward to college and just like the college experience and also getting to go to CU College.
Yeah, that's great.
Oh my goodness, CU College, Pastor Emil, we love you. We love you. I'm curious, what would you say? What's the number one thing you're looking forward to?
Probably, let's see, following my dreams and going to the Marine Corps and like being on my own and, just living my life.
Okay, very cool. So you're going to go into the Marines. When is that going to happen? Do you know?
Probably next year.
Next
The
year?
beginning of next year, yeah.
Okay. Jocelyn, what do you got? What do you got for us?
I'm really looking forward to going to CU College and doing more worship there.
Okay. What did you say before this? You said you're like the poster child for Church Unlimited. Is that what you said? Or
Yes,
something like
I'm
that?
always talking about how I'm excited to go to CU College or go to service on Sunday or students just like all the time.
Yeah. Well, you're definitely going to be missed in CU students, but I know that we'll definitely see you at CU College. And Matt, you played football throughout high school. You did all that stuff. What are you most looking forward to in this next season?
Just looking forward to going to Del Mar and considering my AC engineering classes and just to see and excited to see what the future holds for me.
Yeah, I love that. I love that. And I'm curious on your take. So we graduated high school the same year, same school. It's where we met, right? And us going into college and things like that, what would you say to people? Because not everybody that's watching is a senior, but things that you can look forward to, because you will be a senior one day. You will graduate one day. What would you say, Dara, that they need to be looking forward to?
I'd say a little bit more freedom when it comes to just going on to the next stage of life. You get a lot more freedom and ability to like make decisions on your own.
I love that. I love that. We did make a big decision on our own the
Yeah.
year after high school when we got married.
Yeah.
It was great. It was awesome. And so that was a super big decision. But, man, it's been the best, 5 years, right? We're 5
Almost
years?
6.
Almost 6 years. Almost 6 years. August 9th. It's awesome. So question three, Matt, I'm going to start with you on this one. All right. What has God been teaching you in this season of your life? I could tell you what mine has been. It's definitely been patience. Patience in this season has been tough for me because at first you're like, okay, I can be patient for a couple weeks or a month, however long this thing lasts. But when it's been almost 3 months and you get antsy and you're ready to get out and you start to see some of these stores open and you're just ready to get back to quote unquote normal life, right? And so patience has been mine. It might be yours as well. I'm just curious, what has God been teaching you as a student in this season of the pandemic and in this past season, these last couple months?
Well, it's crazy because you know how we're going through this pandemic and everything and all that stuff. And well, during this period of time, I've just been getting my relationship closer with God and all that stuff. So during this process, I've just been trusting everything that He has in store for me, for whatever the future holds for the whole entire world. And I've just been giving everything to Him, all my problems, the things I go through and all that stuff. So I've just been giving everything to Him, and it's just been paying off and just giving me much more relief.
Yeah. I think the number one thing that I heard from that is trust, trust. And so maybe tonight, maybe you're struggling with that word trust. Maybe you're struggling with trusting God. Maybe you're struggling with trusting, the rules that are in place right now. Maybe you're struggling with trusting your parents or whatever it is. I want to encourage you to go to God with those. It doesn't surprise Him that you're struggling with something like that. But I encourage you to go to God with those. I encourage you to get involved in a life group immediately after. Get with somebody that you do trust. We all have at least one person in this world that we trust, and tell them, man, I'm just struggling with this word. I'm struggling with this or that, or maybe you've been burned in the past by somebody, and so it's hard to trust again. And so I want you to know there is healing there for that, but trust is definitely something that I know is a lot of us that we're struggling with. And so I want to encourage you to do that. Ariana, what would be the thing for you? What would be the thing for you?
I would say like praising God in like rough times and not just like good times, because things don't always go how you plan it, but still being able to just put God first is like really important. I feel like God's been really like saying that to me lately.
Do you think it's been tougher to put God first in the middle of this season? Because, we have online and we have all this stuff, and you would think that it would be easier, right? You would think it would be easier, but I think sometimes just because of distractions, distractions are enough already, and then you throw, you have to do this from home, and you have to do those things. I'm just curious from your point of view, do you think has it been tougher for you, or has it been a little bit easier?
I think it's been tougher because like honestly, sometimes I like don't have like the motivation to like just go and watch service, even though it's so easy. Sometimes I'm just like, I'd rather just like keep watching Netflix or like doing whatever, even though it doesn't matter. Like I should be doing that. So
Yeah, there's so many things because it's always, I can do that later. I can do that later because these days feel stretched out. And so even though we still only have 24 hours to get things done, it's like, I can do that later. I can do my homework later. I can do those. Jocelyn, what about you? What would you say that God's been teaching you in this season?
God has really taught me that things aren't always going to go the way you planned them to be. Like, I expected to be graduating on May 22nd, and now I probably won't until July. And that was just like it's just crazy to think that things will go different than how you wanted them to. But God has, shown that there's going to be a better outcome later on and that you're going to get more from it.
I love that. I love that. I'm curious on you, for you, what God's been talking to you about in this season. I know we've talked about it. I know that we talked about that, but just what you would like to share with everybody.
I would have to say definitely during this season that God has been teaching us just to be still and have faith in Him. We had been running so fast when it came to work and, just everything going on in life. And so just being still and loving these moments that we have with each other as a family has been huge.
Cool. And I hope that everybody at home has been able to do that as well with their families. Because, as seniors, as hard as it might be, and if you're a parent, you're watching, when you do graduate, things do get different. Even though you might stay at home and live there, there is a new sense of authority. There's a new sense of, adulthood that you're walking into. And so things are different. And so I hope that you guys have been able to enjoy this time. Some of it has probably been stressful. Some of it probably hasn't been, perfect, but there's no such thing as perfection. I wouldn't say that our time at home during this time has been perfect. But what I would say, I'm just kidding. It is perfect. I'm just kidding.
It's been
It
a
is
little
perfect.
bit, a roller coaster.
But it is a roller coaster because none of us are perfect human beings. And so it is a lot of, hey, I apologize for that. I apologize for that because you're living in the same, area with people when you're used to going out, and for you students going to school, or for parents or adults, you're used to going to work and things like that. And so it's been different, but we've totally enjoyed that time. It's been great. And Josie, when you see Josie again, students, in person, she is now basically 16 years. It's crazy. She's grown so much. She's talking in full sentences. She's making fun of her dad. It's great. It's awesome. So she's already doing that. Perfect.
It's amazing. Well, I'll go to the next question. So what will be the number one thing that you will miss from CU students as you go off into CU college and adulthood?
Wait, you guys are leaving?
Sadly, they are.
I'm just kidding. All right, go ahead.
I'll go to Jocelyn.
Okay, the main thing I'm going to miss about CU students is the hype worship, because I know we're not going to get to do that as adults, but like that hype circle that we have is just always so fun. And I'm going to miss like our small life groups on Wednesday nights and Sunday nights.
Now, hey, well, the good thing is you can serve. You could serve, and so you can always just stay in the hype circle, and that'd be great. Dom, what about you? What's going to be the number one thing that you miss? Because I'm curious, when was the first time that you ever came to CU students? How long has it been? If you could think of it off the top of your head, or you could give us an estimation time. But then, as you're going off into adult, what did you learn? And really, what are you going to be taking with you and kind of go into that? Because you're going to the Marines. So what are you be able to take from these seasons?
So what I've learned since I've been coming to CU students is that to basically give everything to God and give Him all your stress, that He's going to eventually give you that peace that you're looking for. And like what I'm gonna miss your preaching, your services, because a lot of the time it really spoke to me. Like you got me through a lot sometimes when I was going down. And what was the other thing you asked me?
Hey, what are you going to be taking with you? So, like, what are you going to take it to the Marines? What are you going to take it to your adulthood and those kind of things?
I'm going to be taking God with me. Like, God will always be there by my side, and hopefully any friends that I make, I can bring them into church when we come back.
I love that. I love that. Matt, what about you? What would you say is the number one thing that you're going to miss from CU students? And then, what are you going to be able to take with you into college and CU college and all that fun stuff? You guys get to be in CU college. It's so awesome. I'm so excited about that. What's that?
Yeah, I'm definitely going to miss the hype of CU students. Last year was my first year at camp, and that extremely just changed my life. And, I wish that it would have happened this year. But unfortunately, things happened. And but, yeah, definitely the hype. But even though as I'm going to CU college, I'm still going to praise God. I'm still going to worship Him like I always do during CU students, or whether I'm on stage, but I'm just always going to bring the hype wherever I go to CU college, or even whenever I'm worshiping on Sundays, adult services. I'm just always going to bring that hype because, it's always great to worship and praise God.
Yeah, being able to go in and be able to fill God's house with praise and be able to do those things, you do that so well. And so I'm so grateful for it. Matt will post videos of him worshiping and things like that, and they just always are such an encouragement. Well, the last question that we have for tonight, as we begin to wrap up, is if there was one thing that you wanted to tell students in our ministry? So these are the students that aren't graduating. If there's one thing that you wanted to tell those students, what would it be? And we'll start over here with Jocelyn, and then we'll just kind of go around in the circle. And then, I want to give some time for us to be able to share as well, because it's been really fun to be able to watch these students. I know when we got here in 2018, you guys were just finishing up your sophomore year, and now you're graduating, and it blows my mind. It blows my mind. So Jocelyn, go ahead. What would be the one thing that you would share?
The one thing I would share with all the students is don't be insecure. Like, don't be too afraid to lift your hands during worship and jump and get excited for God. And don't be scared to share that you're excited about God.
Ariana, what would it be for you?
I would say don't be afraid to share your faith with other people, because I feel like a lot of the times you feel called to share something with somebody, but it can be really scary, especially in high school with people who are gonna judge you. But don't be afraid to just invite your friends to church and just share your faith with people.
I love that. I love that. Dom, what about you?
Stay in prayer, because God will always answer your questions. He'll always answer your prayers. It'll take some time, but he'll always be there for you.
And then Matt?
I just say stay involved. Stay involved, be consistent, and, always just don't be afraid to not show up, because you never know what opportunities you can experience during that time of being the CU students. You can experience being on core teams, experience new families, new friendships, all that stuff. You never know what God can bring to the table whenever you're going through a phase like that in life, and being in the Word of God and staying in touch with everything like that.
I love that. I love that. Stay involved. Stay consistent. That's huge. Well, Dara, what would you say would be the number one thing that you would tell these students as they're coming out of, the 2019-2020 school year going into summer? What would be the number one thing that you would share?
I would share just how important life groups are. Staying in touch with people, being connected with people who have the same belief systems as you, and so it's just important to stay connected through that.
I love that. I love that, life groups. We should never have to market community groups or life groups again because of the lack of community that we've had in the last few months. We should never have to do that ever. But I know the number one thing for me would be a culmination of all these answers. Life groups, to worship, to staying in prayer, to being consistent. That's what my heart is for you, and that's what our heart as a team here at CU Students is for you, is that when you leave, when you graduate, just like each and every one of these people are, and those of you that are seniors that are at home watching, that you would be able to walk out and you would have those answers. But also that you would have been taught how to share your faith, that you would be taught how to invite and do those things. And so everything that we do is meant around what our mission is, which is to take as many people to heaven as we can before we die, period. So we're all about at Church Unlimited. It's what we're all about at CU Students. So that's what everything is about. And so if you're a student in our ministry, we are so excited to be able to keep worshiping with you online, be able to continue to have these talks with you online, but also when the day comes that we can get together in person. You already know it's going to be the biggest party in South Texas is each one of our campuses because of everything that these students just said, of prayer, of worship, of inviting, of being consistent, of doing those things and just staying involved and plugged in. And so that's what we're going to be doing, and so we're ready. We don't know when that time is going to be, but as soon as we do, we will announce it. We will let you know, and we cannot wait for the student ministries at each location to be able to come together and be filled up. But tonight was so much fun, guys. Thank you so much for joining us, and as we get ready to close, I just have a couple of announcements for you. Number one, we talked about it last week, and there were some videos that dropped online, but it's our first ever Vibes Conference. It's going to be awesome. Vibes Conference 2020, August 11th. Through the 13th. It's going to be a Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday night. It's $50. The link is live at Vibes, or at churchunlimited.com/Vibes Conference. You do not want to miss it. It will sell out, and so I encourage you, go online tonight, once again, at churchunlimited.com/Vibes Conference, and you'll be able to sign up there. But then also this weekend, Pastor Bill is finishing up his series called The 3 Phases of Discipleship. And if you haven't seen the last 2 weeks, you need to stop what you're doing, and you need to go and watch. Get over here now and go and watch those messages because they will encourage you, they will convict you, but they will encourage you, and it will be very, very special what you get to be involved. And then also week 3. Was that your Siri? Was that Siri that just jumped in here? This is awesome. No, don't apologize. This is fun. This is fun. I love that. Siri just wanted to be a part of the tape. That's okay. That's okay. But don't miss week 3 of the 3 phases of discipleship. I promise you it will encourage you, and you want to be a part. And so it's 5 o'clock on Saturday nights and then 10, 11:30, 1, and 5 o'clock on Sundays. CU students will be on YouTube at the 11:30 service, so make sure you join us, be able to chat, and get involved in all that God is doing here at Church Unlimited. But guys, we love you. We have life groups coming up, and so as we get done, I just want to pray for us, and then we will close. Dear Jesus, thank you for tonight. Thank you for each and every student that is watching. God, I just pray that their families would be encouraged from this message. I pray that each and every student in our ministry would be encouraged from these amazing seniors that are up here who are graduating this month. Just the knowledge, the wealth of knowledge that they're able to bestow onto our student ministry, and just the things that they just said that they're taking with them from CU students and going in to the world as adults. They're going to be able to take what they learned and be able to spread the love of Jesus to every single person that they meet. And so, God, we love you. We're so thankful for you. We ask it all in your name. Amen.